You guys want to do? It's 5 p.m. Friday afternoon.
I think we'll venture up there.
Okay.
That's fine with you.
Oh yes, it is okay with me. That will, I guess, keep me from performing some appraisals this evening. I suppose I can pick up business tomorrow night.
Okay, give me a psychology
Old
roll.
friend.
Okay.
95. Okay.
I
Yep.
have no idea.
Right. Exactly. So just blow off that. So okay. So you drive up to Home Cemetery, and it's about a 15-minute drive across town. It's a large private hospital. It's located just north of Providence. When you go in and tell them who you want to see, you find out that Mrs. Timmons has left word and left both of your names, that you're allowed to see Brian.
Mm-hmm.
And you get the idea that if that hadn't been done, you wouldn't be allowed to see him.
Okay.
But they have your names now. They know who you are. You're led down long white halls to a room where there's a little piece of paper on the door. It's Brian Timmons. The attendant unlocks the door, and then he enters first into this padded cell.
Mm-hmm.
And you see him walk over to it. There's a cot, and he checks on Timmons, and then he turns back and he nods at you that you can enter. And when you two enter the room, you see that the room is windowless, and except for this little small cot that's attached to the wall, it's empty. There's nothing else in there except for appears to be Brian Timmons. He's seated on the cot with his back to the wall and his legs pulled up in front of him. He's bound in a straitjacket, and he watches silently as the two of you enter the room.
Oh my. This is worse than I thought.
I say, hi Brian. Nice little room you got here.
Shut up, don't be.
I'm afraid you'll have to excuse me. I do not remember you. And he looks back and forth between the two of you.
Uh-huh.
You'll have to refresh my memory.
Well, I'm Mary Jane. We used to go out.
Oh, yes. Yes, I remember having gone out with you now, yes.
And this is my friend.
Hi, John McKeefe.
Do I know you?
Yes, sir. You do remember me. I was actually a very close friend of yours, and so if you happen to have any, say, possessions you need to be kept safe while you're staying here, having a nice little afternoon here.
Oh, please, this isn't for business.
Well, what do you mean? I'm not looking to appraise any antiques that he might have. I would simply like to help make sure that he doesn't lose any of his possessions at the farmhouse.
Anyway.
The farmhouse. The farmhouse is quite safe, I'm sure. You don't have to bother with any of my things there.
Good. I'd just like to make sure
Yes, so. Sorry, straight jacket. Of course, then, Mary, you could tell that I am completely fine. If you could help me to get out of this horrible place, I would be most appreciative.
Well.
And he gives you this weird smile, like it's trying to be charming, but it's kind of creepy.
Super creepy.
Oh, I'm a good actor, right? That's what I'm gonna believe. Here we go. There's the one. Okay, let's see. Okay. And he gave you when he said how well you knew him and all that stuff. Right before he answered, he kind of stared at you for a moment, and that's what he said. Don't go to the farmhouse, blah blah blah. And I'm sorry that I interrupted myself.
Oh.
And then he begged you he asked you to get him out of there.
Well, you didn't contact your family at all last winter, and I don't know what that's about. Maybe you should be in here.
No, I should not. I didn't contact them because I was very busy. It was important. My work was important, and there is not a telephone in the Woonsocket house. So it was impossible. Plus the snow, it did come down very strongly. I was unable to get a vehicle or any way to get out. But as you can see, I am quite calm now. I'm quite in possession of my facilities.
Right. Well, being a researcher, I might be interested in your work. What exactly were you doing?
I was merely studying my family's genealogy, its past, our ancestors, those who came before us, in order to try to better understand myself. See, it was very simple.
Right. Well, what exactly did you find out about yourself?
Not terribly much of any great interest. Okay, you can do me another psychology check. Actually, you can do one too. 85.
7.
Seven?
I still failed it.
0, 7, oh, you still failed. Okay, you don't know much about people.
Yeah, I got
Because you don't care. You're guys, you prefer not to deal with people, probably. Okay,
Dang it, I have no idea.
that's okay.
Okay.
And you can also make any judgments you want to make for yourself
Uh-huh.
on any way that I'm acting or the way that I'm presenting it.
Okay.
Okay? So just because you failed the psychology check, if this is still coming across a certain way, then that's your character's. Play that any way you want.
Okay.
And you too, John.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, he's really kind of ignoring you now. to be quite honest.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting the cold shoulder.
Yes, very much so, actually.
Well, I heard you made a new friend. What was his name again?
Mr. Blaine?
Yeah.
Isn't that what I said? I said
Blaine or Baines?
Baines, I'm sorry. He said Mr. Baines. Yes, Mr. Baines is gone. You could tell. Who sent you?
Well, your mother called me, and I really wanted to see you.
There's a psychology check for him. Okay. Keep going.
I really wanted to see you and to figure out what exactly you were trying to figure out about your family's genealogy.
Well, I was just curious. Just curious, that's all. But Mr. Baines is gone. If anyone is expressing concerns about Mr. Baines, he and I are no longer acquaintances. He is gone. He's gone to Europe. He will not be back.
I see.
So if you could please talk to these doctors and tell them that I am fine. That's good role playing.
Okay.
He's not left the cot. He's still just sitting in the cot.
Right.
But he did lean forward, and he is leaning forward. And this room is like about as big as this kitchen without all the shelves.
Mhm.
So you can be far enough away from him. You can be far away from him.
Okay. Well, what did this Mr. Baines do while he was visiting you?
He simply aided me in my research. That's all. And now he is gone. So if you could tell these doctors that they can release me, please.
I don't think I'm going to do that, but I would like to know more about what you did find out.
No.
Sorry.
And then he curses you.
Oh no.
He says, "Damn you! Tell them to let me out of this place." And then he spits at you. He's like, "Pah." And he starts kind of ranting. It missed you completely.
Okay.
I mean, it was like, like that, and just went straight down and landed by your feet.
I see.
Yeah.
Would I go ahead and kind of step forward and say, look, I know that you're trying to get out, but let the nice lady be, or I might have to get a little physical. Just saying.
He starts like muttering to himself. He's just like grumble, 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 grumble. You can't make out any words. It sounds like nonsense. He's like making up nonsense words. Like he's just like.
Well, I go ahead and kind of hold you on the shoulder and like.
You put your hand on his shoulder. Okay. He's still just grumble, grumble,
You okay?
grumble, grumble, grumble.
Are you okay?
Grumble, grumble.
Now, Brian, calm down.
Okay. And you're still standing off though, right?
Right.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. What is your power?
My power?
Yeah.
Power. Oh, right.
Power on you.
Power. Yeah. 14.
Ooh, that's pretty good. Whoops. Let's see. Active characteristic, passive characteristic. Okay, he... Oh, let's see what this actually does. He says, you should probably get your hands off me and let me speak with her alone. And you see him remove his hand and turn back towards the closed door and go and try to like get out. The attendant's outside. He closed the door behind him when he went out. It's locked right now, but he's right outside the door, and he's trying to get the door open. You feel weird. You're in like this daze, but you think that what he just said was great advice. You should just let it happen. You should let the two of them talk, and you can go outside the door. But you can't get out the door. His eyes have this faraway look, like it just looks really, really strange to you.
Right.
And then Brian just starts, and you're looking at him like that, and he's just not even looking at you. He's just like he doesn't understand why the door went open. Brian says, Mary, it would be best for all of us if you tell the doctor that he should release me. He should release me now.
Brian, you know I can't do that.
Perhaps your friend, and when you he kind of looks back over his shoulder, tell the doctor to release me now. I think that's what you should do. Yeah, you peek over your shoulder, and you're still trying to get the door open. The attendant has come to there's a little tiny window with like bars on it. There's no glass. He comes and he's like, "Are you folks finished?" He's just peeking in the window.
Right.
And he's kind of like, and he must have heard him going, because he's kind of pulling the door. It's like clunk, clunk, clunk,
right.
clunk, clunk, clunk. You know, he's not making a real effort to do anything. He's just like,
because he's so.
You can still speak, and you've got this impression in your head that he should be allowed to go free. So you can still talk.
Say, Mary, I think this would actually be a really good idea. Hey, Mr. Technician, could you let us all out?
No, I think I could talk to him one-on-one.
Oh yeah, it'd be a great idea.
I think I have
And we could talk under the trees and in the shade by the little stream.
You just wait for me
Quick,
outside.
yeah. The attendant unlocks the door. You pull it open, and you walk out. Now remember, in your mind, this guy should be let free. So you can tell anybody you want that. But you don't like breaking the law in real life. I mean, you're a burglar. I'm going to throw this out there, but you're not going to like it. You're not feeling compelled to attack people and help him escape. You just are very certain that he should be allowed to go free. And the attendant opens the door for you, and it's like, "Are you sure you're going to be okay, miss?"
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Okay, I'll be right outside the door.
Okay.
Clunk. Now, what do you want to do? You're outside.
Well, I'd like
You're in the hallway.
Well, I'm gonna be like, hey, what's he even in for anyway? He seems like a perfectly fine guy to me.
Okay. And you say it like this, what's he even in for? He seems like a perfectly fine guy. The attendant gives you a look and says, oh, well, you'd have to talk to one of the doctors about that, sir. I don't really know all the details. Is there anything else you want to do, or do you want to wait?
I'm gonna kind of stagger off and
okay.
kind of act like I'm kind of going in search of somebody with a white coat or something.
Okay. Okay. We'll deal with you here for a couple minutes, and then we'll see what trouble John gets himself into.
Okay. Well, what exactly happened to you up there, Brian?
Nothing. People are overreacting.
Right.
I simply have grown up, and certain people, that woman, that my mother, is not happy with that. Perhaps she's the one who should be in this house of pain.
Okay, well, if you did go free, what exactly would you do?
I would go back to Woonsocket to live my life out. Out of that harpy's clutches. She's treacherous. You should know this. She is not who she says she is.
Well, she seems pleasant to me.
That is merely a front. It is merely a front. No, he wouldn't say that. That is merely the appearance she wishes you to see. That is like makeup on a harlot's face. It is.
My word.
It is what she presents herself to others. She is not what she appears. And I need to get out of here before she comes back for me.
She's going to come back for you?
Yes, she intends to do me some terrible harm. I'm certain of that. You can make another psychology check.
Hopefully I'll figure something out.
Oh, nice. 11%.
Yes.
Oh, have you done any successful skills yet?
Not yet.
Okay, put a little check mark anywhere next to psychology, just to remind you that you succeeded in that.
Okay.
Just somewhere that's, it's totally different from anything else. You don't think he's telling the truth at all about this last bit about his mother.
Okay.
That's coming across to you. His body language is wrong. Well, his body language has been wrong the whole time.
Right.
But it's even more, you think he's trying to deceive you intentionally now.
Okay.
With the whole harpy talk and that she's coming back to get him or whatever.
Okay,
So you'll talk to the doctors. Will you talk to the doctors? Tell them that I can go.
sorry, I'm laughing.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
Um,
It's a little bit of an intense scene, so.
Now, tell me more about your mother. Why do you think she's going to come after you?
I don't know. I think that she's upset that I have left the fold, that I have left the nest, and now that father is dead, I believe that she intends to do me harm as well.
Well, she really seemed concerned about your safety whenever I went to visit her.
That is just what the face she wants you to see.
If I did talk to these doctors, I'm not sure you would be fit for society.
Then, no, I am fine. I am a good character and morally upright.
Well, you seem to be not telling the truth about your mother for some reason.
And then he kind of goes off again and he starts cursing and just seems really mad, and he starts like struggling, and then he starts like muttering again, like these words that don't sound like real words. They don't sound like any language you've ever heard.
Okay. I think I want to get out now.
Okay, you go over and you tap very quickly on the door. The attendant comes very quickly and unlocks it from the outside.
Uh-huh.
And what's your power?
It's 16.
16, okay. And everything starts to feel weird. It kind of goes all hazy, like you've been drinking, or well, it's prohibition, so your character might not be a drinker. Everything just feels odd. And he says, talk to the doctors, get me out of here, talk to those physicians. As the attendant is like, you can calm down now, Mr. Timmons. And then he pulls the door shut and he locks it again. And everything just feels weird to you right now. Kind of, yes, exactly. It's almost like you're in a dream or nothing, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Okay.
Where did that guy I came with go?
He headed up the hall, miss. Are you alright?
Yes, I'm fine. Just point me in his direction.
Okay, well, I can take you that way. And he starts walking you up the hall. Where did you go, John? Did you go look for a white coat?
Well, I kind of staggered off a little and
Mhm.
just kind of ended up leaning up against the wall since I was feeling kind of weird in the head.
Yes.
So
You had that same, like,
So-
you're in a daze. Feels like you're in a kind of a daze. You find him leaning up against the wall. You also feel like you should talk to the doctors about getting Brian out. Yes.
Just to see
You don't know what you can do, but you feel like you should.
Yeah.
And again, you still feel like you're out of it. And you feel that way too. He told you to do the same thing. And when you tell the attendant you'd like to see his physician, the attendant finds the doctor who's been in charge of him. And you make your case that Brian needs to be released, and he basically tells you. And about this time, you're starting to feel more yourself. You're still feeling very out of it. The doctor says, well, we can't unfortunately release Mr. Timmons yet. He is... I like that. He is... We believe he is still very violent. He is still very violent. He's attacked attendants on a daily basis. He's very disruptive. Many of the attendants get a strange feeling when they're in the room alone with him. And I feel like he is hopelessly insane, and he would be better cared for in a larger facility than we are. Are you alright?
Yes, I'm fine. Well, Brian told me he would live alone. That can't really do any harm to other people, right?
It could, miss, if he comes in contact with other people and becomes violent again.
Well, we think he might be onto something. I'm not sure.
Well, unfortunately, unless unless he proves himself on a psychological evaluation to be sane enough to leave this facility and gets the approval from Mrs. Timmons, who had him, oh wow, I lost the word, committed, then he's going to have to stay here. But if you could please tell Mrs. Timmons that we would like her to take him to a more permanent and secure facility, we would appreciate it.
Wait, so you're saying that Mrs. Timmons has say in what Brian's situation could be?
Yes, after his brush with the law, and she asked to have him committed. He was tested, and it was found that he is probably certifiably insane.
I see. Well, are you sure there's nothing we can do?
There's nothing you can do, miss. Not at this point. Although I would appreciate it if you would ask Mrs. Timmons to have him moved to a different facility.
We'll talk to
Thank you. Okay, you leave. Something's wrong with her.
Yeah, she's kind of stumbling a little.
Yeah,
so I
she's
kinda
walking
popped up
like,
and helped
yeah,
her
she's
out.
doing exactly what you're doing. I like the whole the weaving thing was great. And she's just kind of, and she's got this blank look on her face, and she's heading for the car. You don't know if you want her to drive in this condition.
I'm like, are you really feeling okay? You seem like you're kind of a little strange. I felt a little weird back there, so